If we pray to God, it implies that we have faith in His existence, omniscience, and benevolence. We also believe that He answers our calls for help in times of trouble. But God's ways, as they say, are inscrutable. The truth is that He does send His assistance, but it comes in such ordinary mundane forms that we often tend to ignore them just because of their ordinariness. Or, perhaps we develop some kind of supernatural and extraordinary visions of the emergence of divine help like we read in storybooks or watch movies. For example, we expect a shining winged angel or God Himself, smiling beatifically, descending from heavens in response to our prayer for help. Human vision, unfortunately, is too limited to anticipate the ways of God. Or, perhaps, we are not as yet spiritually evolved enough to be attuned to the wavelength on which God reveals His intentions. Here is a short, pithy, but a rather hard-hitting story. The Drowning Man and God Sent Two Boats, about our dumminess in understanding the ways of God. While out to sea, a large boat became shipwrecked and there was only a single survivor. This man prayed to God and asked Him to save his life. Soon thereafter, another boat came by and offered the man some help. "No thanks," he said. "I'm waiting for God to save me." The men on the boat shrugged their shoulders and continued. As the man became more deeply concerned, another boat came by. Again, the people aboard offered this man some help, and again he politely declined. "I'm waiting for God to save me," he said again. After some time, the man began to lose his faith, and soon after that he died. Upon reaching heaven, he had a chance to speak with God briefly. "Why did you let me die? Why didn't you answer my prayers? Dummy, I sent you two boats." Spiritual stories are an opportunity to reflect on our own life. This parable offers an invitation for introspection, a moment to reevaluate our perception of answered prayers. It urges us to relinquish the confines of expectation, allowing our hearts to perceive the divine subtle whispers, often shrouded in the garments of ordinary occurrences. Some of us pray for divine succor and expect it to reach us in forms depending on our background. For example, if we are dreamer types, we may expect the divine salvation to present itself in a grandiose, ethereal manifestation. But it does not happen that way. God's intervention may appear in the humble form of passing boats, as it happens in this story. Our faith, however, in certain forms is so steadfast that we cannot perceive the manifestation of help as it may have arrived to salvage us. We expect God's help to align with our initial expectations or preferences. Some of us are so stubborn or have such a fixed mindset that our ability to accept help or recognize solutions gets obscured, and we have to face consequences. In this context, the man's unwavering conviction, while commendable in its fervor, serves as a cautionary reflection. He was expecting God's intervention coming up in form of his own perception and specific outcome. He was oblivious to the appearance of boats as the carriers of extraordinary blessings. The essence lies not in the absence of divine response, but in our capacity to discern its diverse manifestations, even in the mundane. The story provides us a chance to reflect on instances in our own life when we may have been waiting for a specific solution or intervention, unaware that help was already present in a different form. The world is replete with stories of life-lasting grief over missed opportunities. And then God can be humorous even in his admonitions, again a reminder of his benevolence for our failures to recognize his providence. I hope you will ponder over the mysterious ways God manifests himself in our life, especially when we are in deep waters as you watch this video. Please support me by subscribing to my channel. Thanks for your patience.